I never thought my trip would turn into a nightmare. I was excited, just me, my backpack, and a tiny hostel in a quiet town. But the moment I stepped inside, something felt off. The lights were dim, the air smelled strange, and I wasn't alone. I wish I had left that night. I wish I never booked that hostel. When I arrived, the receptionist was strange, not unfriendly, but almost too quiet. Her smile was faint, almost forced. She handed me my key without saying much else. I tried to ask about the town, about food, anything, but she just nodded and went back behind the counter. I didn't think much of it at the time. Maybe she was just tired, I told myself. My room was small, with an old wooden floor and a creaky bed. Dust floated in the corners, and the wallpaper was faded and peeling. I unpacked quickly, eager to explore the town before it got dark. Outside, the town looked normal. Shops closed early, a few locals wandered the streets, some chatting quietly. Nothing seemed off. I walked around, took a few pictures, bought a snack from a tiny corner shop. The sun was setting, and everything felt calm, almost too calm. As night fell, the town became silent. The streets were empty. I walked back to the hostel, thinking how peaceful it was. But inside, the hostel was different, darker, quieter. The lights flickered and shadows stretched across the walls. I heard soft footsteps in the hallway. At first, I told myself it was just other travelers, but the sounds didn't stop. They moved closer to my room, slow, deliberate. My stomach sank. I tried to shake it off, telling myself the building was old. Floorboards creak. Old hotels make noises at night. But then, I heard a whisper. "Hey, are you awake?" I froze. My heart pounded so loud I could almost hear it in my ears. No one else was supposed to be on my floor. I opened the door slowly, barely daring to look outside. Nothing. Empty hallway. Just shadows. I went back to bed, too scared to sleep. I pulled the covers over my head, trying to convince myself it was all in my head, and that's when the scratching started. It wasn't gentle scratching. It was sharp, deliberate, like someone or something was trying to get in. My fingers shook as I grabbed my backpack. My mind raced. I ran out of the room, down the hallway. The lights flickered more violently now, casting terrifying shadows on the walls. I checked downstairs. The receptionist, gone. Every other room, empty, or so it seemed. I didn't stop. I grabbed my keys, my backpack, and ran into the freezing night. The streets were empty. No one, no cars, nothing. My phone had no signal. I didn't know where to go. Every shadow made me jump. Every sound made me spin around. My chest burned, my legs hurt, but I couldn't stop. And that's when I saw it. Between the buildings, moving in the darkness. Not a person, not quite human. Too tall, too thin. Moving wrong. My stomach turned. My heart nearly stopped. I ran. I didn't look back. I can't even remember how I made it to the main road. A car passed, and I waved frantically. The driver looked at me strangely, probably thinking I was crazy. I didn't care. I just wanted out. I stayed awake at my hotel in the next town for hours, staring at the door, listening to every sound. Every little noise made me jump. I couldn't believe what had happened. I didn't know if it was real. Maybe it was a person, maybe it wasn't. But the fear felt real. The next day I returned to the town in the daylight. I wanted answers. The hostel was gone, completely gone. Only an empty lot remained. I asked the locals. Some shrugged, others just shook their heads. A few warned me never to travel alone at night. I tried to tell myself it was a dream, that my mind had played tricks on me. But something about that place, something about that night, told me otherwise. Even now when I travel, I notice little things, shadows in the corner of my eye, strange sounds at night, and I always remember that hostel. I always remember the feeling that I was never truly alone. Even though the hostel was gone, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Every small sound at night made me jump. Every shadow felt like it was watching me. I tried to move on, but the feeling of being followed didn't leave. 3 days later, I came home to a package sitting on my doorstep. No name, no return address. My heart sank before I even touched it. Inside, I found an old faded key. I didn't recognize it. It looked like it had been buried for years, but the moment I held it, a cold shiver ran down my spine. Something about it felt familiar. Then I noticed a folded piece of paper in the box. I unfolded it carefully. Written in shaky, small letters were the words, "You can't leave. We're still here." I dropped the note. My hands were trembling. I didn't know who "we" was or how they could know where I lived. But I knew one thing for certain. I had never truly left that hostel. That night I couldn't sleep. Every creak in my apartment sounded like the old wooden floors of that place. Every whisper of wind outside sounded like footsteps in the hallway. And when I finally closed my eyes, I could swear. A shadow was standing at the foot of my bed. Too thin, too tall, watching. As I sit here, still haunted by that abandoned hostel, I can't help but think about travel in a different way. Exploring new cities, seeing landscapes, tasting foods. It's exciting, but it can also be unpredictable. Some places are beautiful, and some hold secrets you never expect. If you love traveling, and even the thrill of a little mystery, I have something for you that's safe, relaxing, and still lets you explore the world. My Travel the World word search puzzle is full of stunning landscapes, famous cities, iconic landmarks, and delicious foods from across the globe. It's perfect for travelers, puzzle lovers, or anyone who dreams of exploring the world from the comfort of home. You can find the link to grab your copy in the description below. Solve the puzzles, discover new places, and maybe get inspired for your next real-life adventure without any creepy surprises. And if you love stories like this one, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post thrilling travel horror stories, creepy adventures, and more puzzles that will take your imagination on a journey you won't forget. So grab your puzzle, stay safe, and always pay attention to those shadows in the corner of your eye.